Bill and Candace, the level of interest in early and absentee voting this year is unprecedented in modern Virginia elections. We wanted to make sure voters are clear on the processes, especially since some of them are pretty new.
It's just nonstop.
During a pandemic and a presidential election, we had a question for Christopher Piper. How have you been sleeping?
You know what? I do a lot of running.
COVID-19 and the politics of 2020 make this election the toughest to date for Virginia's election commissioner.
Whatever way you feel the most comfortable voting is available to you.
City people, county people, red people, blue people.
Monday begins the first full week of early voting in the Commonwealth. So far, the state's approved nearly 865,000 mail-in ballot requests, and 36,000 Virginians voted early in person already, Piper says. All that interest meant long lines at registrars' offices and confusion for some voters.
The confusion arises because so many people are so used to going in person on election day. And obviously that's not the most viable option for a lot of our voters this year. And so we want to assure them and reassure them that the process is the same on the back end, that their ballot will be counted.
Early in-person voting can happen at your local registrar's office or satellite locations established by your city or county, and voters can just show up with an ID there. To vote by mail, you have to apply, then either mail your ballot back or drop it off in person. Some lawmakers and the president have expressed security concerns, particularly with mail-in voting and drop-off locations, arguing it opens up the possibility of tampering. Piper says Virginia election officials must follow specific security protocols when processing absentee ballots.
When they start processing those have to be witnessed by election officers, and one from each party. So this is a public process that sees its way through the system.
Election officials nationwide are warning that because of the expected crush of absentee ballots, winners might not be clear on election night. Piper is less concerned about delayed results here because Virginia law allows them to process absentee ballots prior to election day.
The main thing about that in Virginia means that on election night, a lot of the ballots that have already come in through these last few weeks before the election will have been processed through. So we won't be, in some states, they're just not going to be done for days or weeks.
You have a little more than 4 weeks to apply for a mail-in ballot. The deadline to vote early in person is October the 31st. Working for you in Richmond, Jake Burns, CBS 6 News.